What up? What up? It is great. It's a bright, sunny day here in San Diego, and I got a delicious dry hopped Kolsch from Automatic Brewing down here in San Diego. So I'm ready to watch some digital soccer.
Of course, Automatic Brewing is not our small business partner for this match. That would be
Is
Gunnel
not?
Brewing in Costa Mesa, and I believe they have a location in Orange. Ray, do you want to go ahead and tell us about what those beers were like? Or maybe your dog
Up
would.
this one up here, huh? Say what's up, Hazel. Yeah. No. Those beers were actually pretty darn good, and they were reasonably priced, especially for a local craft brewery compared to some of the other ones that I've been to recently. And I want to make sure, Dylan, that you have the cameras turned on if you want, and not just our big old
Oh, yeah.
Orange County logo.
Well, I was a bit of a
But
mess because when I started this whole thing as well, what I had done was muted myself. So this just began with Alan speaking. I'll try and get it together before we start. My apologies.
hey, it's a Saturday afternoon. It's an early match.
Right? I'm just waking up.
Yes. But yeah, there's the dog up there now. People can see the dog we were talking about. That's Hazel. But no, the beers were awesome. I still have one more in the fridge. I ended up buying 4 growlers. It's a little difficult when I'm the only one that drinks them. My wife doesn't really drink many beers. So once you open up a growler, you sort of have to finish it. You can't really let it sit there. So yeah, I have one more in there to probably maybe try as a victory drink later on tonight.
Yeah, I got one of their hazy IPAs in my refrigerator, so I'm excited to try that later as well.
Of course, if you're watching, please enjoy as we go through a wonderful set of menus and into my carrot menu to close out some other services so you don't have to see all the random names that are popping up in the bottom right hand corner. But if you want to see something that you're writing in the bottom right hand corner, by all means, go ahead and comment and it will pop up. Try to make it family friendly. That's probably what Ray wants. But I'm not the police.
Make it as family friendly as possible.
There you go. The man himself, the boss, El Jefe, has said make it as family friendly as possible.
So not Huntington Beach.
Yes. Of course, if you're not familiar with the 7 words you cannot say on television, they are as follows. Boop. Anyway, this game should be kicking off right now. It's obviously not. Wow, this is quite the time. We hope you're doing well. We hope you did not go to the beach yesterday, or today for that matter. If you did, you should probably stop watching that now. Probably stop watching this now, excuse me, because you're probably about to get dragged.
Seems like maybe there's a little bit of a weather delay. The liquid or the non-liquid sunshine, the actual sunshine is keeping the players frolicking through the grass in their warm-up. They are not ready to start the game because I believe Ray's team is playing Red Rover right now. So
is that so? I didn't even
send Giovinco right over, and he's just gonna duck right underneath the hands because he's like 3'10", I think.
Yeah, so yeah, we have a match scheduled for right now, but I am waiting to hear from my opponent. I reached out to him earlier today to give him the information, my gamer tag, so he could contact me on Xbox. I haven't heard back from him quite yet. I'm looking on our league Discord, and I'm looking at my messages with him, and it shows that he is currently, or at least he was currently playing Rainbow Six, but he might have jumped off that now. So we'll see if he gets onto the match here. But yeah, what else can we talk about while we're waiting for this match to start? Alan, how's your training been going for your
Terribly. I played a couple friendlies, and then one of the gentlemen recommended that I try to play some more online games because I play against AI, and AI is significantly different than playing a regular human. So he suggested I play online, and I won my first game online against another human being today. It was quite glorious. It was the Mexican national team versus Manchester United because I was looking for a 4-2-3-1 with some speedy wingers to try some stuff out, and I ended up getting a 2-0 victory. I did a victory dance and immediately stopped playing because I didn't want to end on a low note.
Did Jesse Lingard play for fictitious Man United side.
Maybe. I didn't really pay attention.
Fair enough. Ray, give us an update. Are we doing this? How long do we have?
He's heading over to his Xbox now. He remembered the day of our match. He was thinking it was for tomorrow, but I went back to our communication. It is for sure, in fact, for today at 3 p.m. Pacific. So he's heading to Xbox, so I would assume we're going to get started here hopefully in the next few minutes. So yeah, perfect.
In the next few minutes, we're gonna have a game.
What?
That's it's like the next 30 years by Tim McGraw. I was just trying to like mix it up a little bit. Since usually we talk about good music, I thought I would throw some terrible music in there today.
I like it, yes. Fun fact, the majority of radio stations that are listened to or that exist in this country are country radio stations, which says to me a lot about what kind of people listen to terrestrial radio in 2020.
As opposed to extraterrestrial radio,
also known as
just
satellite.
Which is just Howard Stern, I think.
I believe it is him. Fun fact about Howard Stern, he became an instant billionaire when he moved to Sirius on his 2 stations. I don't know why I know this, actually. So my apologies to everyone for these random Howard Stern facts. But obviously we're just trying to fill the time here. Ray, can you tell us a little bit about Hazel? We know a good amount about Alan's dogs. They are rather noisy and occasionally make appearances on any live streams we have. But tell us about Hazel.
So this is Hazel. She's getting up there in age. This is my dog that was recently diagnosed with some nasal cancer. But she's been trooping on. I think the diagnosis was about 2.5 months ago. And the veterinarian or the specialist basically told us anything, if you can get to 6 months, that's a total, like, you've basically gotten your bonus time and all that. So we're fingers crossed to get to that spot, but she's been doing good. She just likes to sort of lay around and she'll make some high pitched barks every once in a while when she hears some noises going on outside. But other than that, she's a normal dog.
Well, I was hoping for some better news, of course, but laying around all day and making
the good news is that she's here. She's still, pretty healthy for what the diagnosis is. She's acting. There's been no real crazy changes in her health, except for she's actually put on a little bit of weight in the time since we've done there, but she's on a bunch of medications which can do that to you sometimes.
Yes. Well, laying around all day and making some high-pitched barks definitely sounds like Alan, of course. But hopefully...
Yes,
indeed. Hopefully Hazel gets to see a nice Orange County esports victory. Ray, do you happen to know how Mr. Rodriguez's FIFA match went for this weekend, or if it's been played yet?
I don't know if he's played yet. I haven't seen anything. I can try and look some stuff up while we're waiting for my opponent. While I'm doing that, I'll just want to call out, because we do have a listener on Facebook, our good friend Andy, and Andy just want to let you know we miss you too. Can't wait till we can see you in person, get to a match or get to a meetup or something like that, so we can all hang out again in the near future, hopefully. I'm looking up the information. I'm trying to do like 4 things at once right now, so
there we go. Of course, hope you all had a lovely May Day. Hope you didn't buy anything from Amazon or anyone else, really. Support a local business.
You don't want them to buy anything.
I did. That's when I bought this delicious dry hop Kolsch, and then celebrated my union's new website launch, which I thought was appropriate for May Day.
Very, very fitting, I have to say.
Refreshing. Just like Gunnell Brewery.
What was that second word there?
Brewery.
Okay, well, you got the first one, which of course is the most difficult one, but
well, I figure if it looks like gunwale and it's pronounced Gunnell, then if it looks like brewery, it should be pronounced brewery. Just BRRRRY. Brewery.
I reckon Alan might have had a few beers
No, just this one.
Oh,
It's just silly time, you know.
yes.
Oh no, 8.
Is it time? No.
Oh, there we go. We got the invite.
Oh,
Woohoo.
goodness me. All right, we will head over now to the right
real
window.
derpster.
Here we are. Oh, start a new season with a friend. I don't know what it's like to have friends. I'm just kidding. Andy, I'm sure you're watching. And maybe anyone else who's watching is probably my friend too, because all my friends like soccer.
Oh, now I really got to win this match, right?
Get on over there to Saudi Arabia, because why not?
He's going with Celtic
again, so we will see. Hopefully less red cards this week. If you missed last week, lots of color out on the pitch, but the classic hoops for Celtic this time. Ray, I'm surprised to not see you going with the green, just to make things difficult. And I stand corrected. No, we are going with the chevron.
Ooh, a nice shade of gray and pink.
Alan, I'm not sure you're allowed to compliment the opposition, given that our club partner is Rangers, but I'm not the police.
I mean, a terrible shade of blue or gray and pink. Man, that pink is abrasive. Ooh, getting some tactics. This is the one thing. That's the one thing I was recommended to look at, and I was like, I don't know if I'm there yet. Like, let me figure out how to pass the ball first before I worry about micro tactics. But it's like a 4-2-3-1, or maybe even like a 4-5-1, as long as the striker isn't left alone at top.
Not sure exactly what that was, but spot on. Maybe those fullbacks get up there and it's a 2-7-1. Who knows? Who knows what happens? Anything's possible when it's Ray playing FIFA. Let's see Sebastian Giovinco here. Better than most first shots I see from him. And there it is. That's what we know him for. Of course, the 5'3" man. Yikes.
Bend it like Beckham, he did not on that one.
Astute observation.
Thanks.
All right, we're finally loading in. Here we go.
Whoa.
What a stadium.
They almost said thank you, and then it stopped. So apparently not thank you. Oh, were you complimenting their stadium? I thought we weren't supposed to compliment.
Well, it's not theirs, but all right, here we go. Forgot to give you all some game volume, and we are underway. Celtic getting us started here. Keys to the game, Alan? Do you want to give us any of those?
Ray just needs to make sure he doesn't give up his one Ray mistake. Play solid defense like we know he can, and maybe he can nip a couple goals, because we know Ray can be an offensive threat as long as he stays compact and defensive-minded.
Love to see it. Of course, these two teams are very close together on the table. Ray's opponent this week, whose name I've forgotten, apologies to him, has nicked a couple draws where Ray has taken losses, but other than that, I think they're about a point separate in the table. So this is a good opportunity for Ray to move up. We'll see what happens as Giovinco takes the ball down the right flank.
Yeah, Ray is currently sitting 9th with 12 points.
Here comes the cross from Albarik. Weak header. Forster with no problem saving that one. And if you keep up there, it looks like Celtic are going to play a very quick back-to-front kind of situation here. We'll see if Ray gets beat on the counter or if he's able to snuff out those attacks for the full 90 minutes. I have to say, thus far, no red cards, so that's a very positive move. I'm just hoping for an even match after last week. I'm sure Ray might be hoping for the same. But nonetheless, you could always donate money to Relay for Life, whether or not Ray scores. Of course, you can find that link, donate.ocsepodcast.com. Don't be like me on Twitter and put ocsepodcast.com. That's nothing. No. OCSC Podcast. As Hyun Soo makes the challenge, snuffs out that attack. And here come Al Hilal.
And it's always a dangerous thing in FIFA when you start getting your center backs and you start pulling them up. It really opens up space that good players can take advantage of. lots of goals being scored in this league when center backs misplay and go for a tackle as opposed to play good positional defense.
Of course, Alan maybe not familiar with that one in league play yet, but almost certainly familiar with that one in friendly play. The cutback to Eduardo, but he puts that one out wide. Maybe the original cross from Carrillo should have been taken there. I had a free man at the back post, but first real chance for Al Hilal comes within quarter of an hour.
It's a really positive sign. He feels like he's really heavy, really on the ball, really putting pressure on that back line, which means that he doesn't have to defend as much, but he can get caught out.
See, nothing yet. We'll see what his keeper does under some heavy pressure here.
Uh-oh.
Gets the pass off. Lovely. You'd love to see it. It's not always a guarantee in this league. It's not always a guarantee with Ray, as Eduardo plays in Giovinco, but you see the Celtic center backs doing well to get back in time. This will be curious to see if Ray can beat down his opposition, break down that defense. Of course, he mentioned earlier this week, he's going to go for it in every match. He's got to make up that goal difference after being absolutely slaughtered by Mr. Knutson. Oh, very obvious foul there. Easily a yellow card. Here we are. Frimpong goes into the book. Gomez should probably calm down. Wasn't that bad of a foul. Wasn't even on him.
Yeah, but there's zero attempt to play a ball there. That's just a guy taking out some frustration. There's Forster setting his wall, telling him to scoot over.
See if they cheat up any. We'll see if
Giovinco. Yeah.
The free kick wizard. Wide. No challenge for Forster. Embarrassing. Ooh.
Yeah, usually when people say wide, they're talking about my weight, but that was pretty terrible.
Or high.
Like that joke.
Both of those could be true. Oh no. A misplayed. It's one-on-one here. Sharani back to his keeper. Almayuf does well to hit that one out to the flank. Almost under some heavy pressure again. Doing better.
Now Ray does have a game in hand on the 8th place and 2 games in hand against 7th place. So Ray could do really well for himself with this match.
First real chance of the game. Gomez, weak foot, does well to get it on target. Forster's able to gather, and Celtic immediately look to break. Eduard. Sharani makes the tackle in the last second. That's going to happen all game long. Of course, Ray's going to really need a point to weather that storm so his team doesn't get too caught out later on. I think fatigue's going to make a big difference at the end of this one. We'll see if Ray gets caught out, since he does not like to make any substitutions. I think he's made 1 so far in the 9 games he's played? 6? How many weeks have we doing this? 7th.
This is his 7th, yeah.
Yeah, 1 sub in 7 games. It's 630 minutes. I'm now terrified that the math is actually wrong.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's what calculators are for, everyone. Salem into the box. Ooh. Under pressure. And knocks it out for a Celtic goal kick. Maybe not the best touch in the world, but definitely reminiscent of watching me anytime I get into the opposition box in real life.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that offensive player was thinking to dribble the ball straight past the touchline. This is not rugby. We're not trying to get the ball past the touchline.
We're not trying to get the ball past the touchline, you might say. Here comes Cuellar. Gomez loses his man. Good shot into the top right corner, but Forster is able to gather.
I mean, there's some positive signs here, but if we know one thing about video game soccer, you can have 42 shots on goal and still not score.
That is called getting FM'd, of course. As Ray maybe wastes a chance and now has to deal with Scott Brown playing in a much more advanced position than last week.
Oof. I think Ray dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, Hung Soo did very well to get rid of the ball. Let's see what Giovinco can do. He wins a tackle. Gomez powers through his man, and he's got to take the shot here from the top of the box under pressure. Top left corner. It's 1-0 Al Hilal over Celtic. 41 minutes gone.
That is a move by an absolute dude. Like, he just bowled over his opponent and bowled over the rest of the back line.
It is bully season.
Strong.
That is vintage Orange County with Michael Seaton up there in the 9 spot. Wow, I miss those days.
I believe there's an ambulance standing by because that dude got murdered.
That might be the corner van if he's already dead.
I mean, sure. The hearse.
I think that's for the funeral. Anyway, here comes Ray for another attack. Maybe this time not as good. I'm very curious to know why Forster is wearing number 67 as the first choice goalkeeper for Celtic, but I don't do my homework here, so neither did Salem when it came to passing practice. He definitely phoned it in there as well.
Wow, that was pretty impressive to get that much power on that turn shot.
And here we go, 2 minutes of added time, of course brought to you by Gunnell Brewing in Costa Mesa and Orange, but nothing materializes for either team in that stoppage time break. Well, raise up a goal, which means at least a $1 donation to Relay for Life of South Orange County. You can find that link, donate.ocsepodcast.com. Of course, we've been checking. We see a few of you have already donated this week. We greatly appreciate your donations. Let's take a look at some stats, shall we? 1 goal to separate them, but 8 shots for Ray, no shots for his opponent. So, keep that one up, and he's almost guaranteed to win.
At this point, unless you get an own goal.
Which, anything is possible in video game soccer. You've seen it happen. But other than that, not anything special. Ray, how do you feel about that first half?
I feel it went pretty well. Trying to fill out my opponent a little bit here. He's definitely making it more difficult than I've had on some other matches to get some goals, but those stats sort of show where things have gone so far, which is awesome for me.
All right, well, best of luck to you in the second half. Again, he said feel out, not feel up, because Ray is playing FIFA, not running for president. Those two things are very different. Sharani is caught offside. Of course, it is good to stay within those very clear lines that are not blurred in any way. Was too many jokes there, or was that?
I mean, is there ever too many jokes?
Probably when they're mine, yes. I'm gonna say that.
Oh. So Fraser Forster chose number 67 on his return to Celtic because Celtic's greatest team ever, the Lisbon Lions, who won the European Cup back in 1967. The English keeper, who ironically stands at 6'7", says it represents what the club means to him.
Adorable. Of course, that is not an example of irony. Actually, that is an example of something being fitting. However, thank you, Alan, for doing the homework there and finding it out.
I was just quoting whoever wrote this because there's no byline, so I can't even give him credit for saying ironically.
Incorrectly.
Oh, great
Here comes
ball.
a cross. Not a great cross, however. Frimpong does not clear it well. Giovinco and, again, Al Hilal are looking a little bit like Arsenal, just trying to walk it in. Ray would, of course, be familiar with that, being a supporter of Tottenham who like to do things like play 5 at the back all the time and not score goals at all, and also have their best player have glass ankles. That's, of course, irrelevant as this ball is hoofed up towards Gomez. Frimpong plays it out to Forrest, and we'll see if Celtic are able to counterattack here. No, Icarus says no. This is so far as we reach an hour played going right into Ray's hands, but we would like to see another goal, another donation. And maybe that victory beer from Gunnell Brewing is going to be drank a little bit sooner. But here comes Giovinco. You see 5 men behind the ball so far for Celtic. So, yeah, just sitting back, trying to play his own game. It's not pretty, but sometimes it works.
Ooh.
And here they come.
Very stout defense on both sides.
Of course, Al Hilal doing a very good job here of actually getting men back behind the ball. Here, let's see what happens. No one really in the number 9 position for Celtic. So maybe lacking that target for the final third there. Definitely lacking that final pass, and definitely lacking some ability or decision making there on behalf of the center back. That was something. But a fan is going home with a souvenir. Speaking of souvenirs, Forster gets one there as that hopeful cross, or excuse me, ball over the top to a 5'3" Giovinco does not get to him.
I think Celtic decided to put kind of 5 guys into that back line, and they aren't really moving their wing backs up. So there's not a lot of offensive pressure. There's a lot of defense going on, but because they're sitting so far back.
The defense has been unlocked with a 1-2 from Salem. No, Gomis. For some reason, leaving the ball for Carrillo, who's just not going to get there in time. And, well, that attack should have been a second goal, and instead it's a Celtic counterattack. See, Christie cheaply gives it up, and we're going the other way now.
It's not a good idea to...
Giovinco!
For your... not a good idea for your striker to run away from the ball in the penalty spot. That's definitely not a good sign.
No, you can, of course, push your teammate off the ball and take it yourself when it is a pass straight to you. We see Ray making his second substitution of the season. Looks like Eduardo is going to be coming off. Curious to see what the rules are for the Saudi Arabian League, because lots of foreigners here. Definitely not a homegrown rule. Looks to be a little bit more lax than the Chinese Super League, but here we go as we await the restart, and we can hear Alan pouring another beer, I believe, and Ray is drinking some soda. That's from a big brand, so we don't support that.
Making that substitution for attacking player for defensive mid seems to be like he's trying to see this game out with just under 20 minutes left.
I would agree.
In stoppage time.
The Celtic captain Brown coming off for Lee Griffiths? Scott Griffiths? Don't remember, honestly. Truly don't.
Andy
Frimpong,
Griffith?
the man with the yellow card, comes off. I don't believe it's Andy Griffith.
Oh.
And Giovinco does something here. Not sure how that,
Oh, that's...
Maybe a handball? Maybe a shout for a handball there?
That's what the coach is calling for on the sideline, but I think by the new handball rules with, a natural position, a shot that is taken very quickly in front of him, I'm not sure if a referee in today's soccer is going to give him that handball.
Certainly not one in the USL who would probably call a handball if it hits your shoulder. But here's Gomis, tries to spin, loses man, doesn't work. But Cuellar wins the ball back, and again, you just see Al Hilal trying to walk it in here.
I mean, to be fair, he did lose his man, but he also lost the ball.
Yes, it helps to not lose your man by running straight into another defender. But Hyun Soo, he's been unstoppable at the back, in the heart of the defense for Al Hilal. Probably one of the stronger players on the pitch today. No disrespect to the attack.
Way to turn the ball into space to give yourself some more forward momentum. Usually you see a guy try to beat him off the dribble, but that was a really smart play. Yes. That one was not.
Of course, as we reach 10 minutes left in play, sometimes it is all about maintaining possession, just tiring out the opposition that much more to prevent a late counterattack.
That was Salem being a little bit cheeky with some time wasting.
Can you get the header? No. Carrillo, back to the training ground for you. One thing he won't have to worry about is CTE, because his headers aren't worth having. Cuellar under some pressure, gives up the ball to Eduard. Wasn't the best. And, oh, you see that little heel flick. Griffiths.
This is what I'm talking about. You pull that center back out
Good
of position.
Lord,
Oh,
what a tackle.
wow. Oof.
That was heavy.
Home crowd did not like that one.
Yeah, Paul Scholes definitely a fan of that one. But all ball, I guess. Fair bit of man as well. The ref has no quarrels with this one. And is it 2? No, Forster makes the save. Wow, he has had a good game again. Definitely one of the strong suits. Definitely one of the strong suits for the Celtic side. Gomez, a little hopeful with the pass, gives it up. And amazingly, Griffiths is not fouled there.
Wow.
Here comes Celtic. 3 minutes left to play. You can hear the home fans screaming.
Is it going to be a dagger? Not with that cross.
Tails out. Carrillo able to intercept the cross. And here we go. So you can hear Discord, I think, in the background making some noise. But here's Carrillo to Gomez. See if he can power through his man again. Not this time. And we'll see Ray probably make another substitution as we enter the final 2 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Edouard, Celtic with one last chance. Edouard under heavy pressure. Well, Almayouf makes the save.
Oh, loose ball.
The save. He makes the kick save.
Oh,
15 seconds left. We'll see what Al Hilal do if they're just hoofing it. They win 1-0. 2 massive saves from Almayouf, the weakest link on the Al Hilal side, and Ray escapes with 3 points at the end of this match. Goodness me, you see the size difference there. I can't even imagine what it's like to be 5'3" because I'm not 9 years old anymore. But Almayouf deserves to be the man of the match after his heroics in the final minute there. Ray with 6 points on the bounce.
I haven't seen an escape like that since Shawshank Redemption, man. You dug a tunnel to get out of that one.
Whew.
Apologies to anyone who hasn't seen that, because that's probably a big spoiler. I haven't.
Well, I mean, if you haven't seen it by now.
It is a fair shout. Yes.
That was scary at the end.
Wow.
Right? Because usually in FIFA, that bounces straight to a winger who just happens to be an empty space and an empty goal.
Take a look at the shots there. No shots on target.
I wonder how is that even the fact at the after what happened at the end there. But hey,
I'd say maybe not the best. Probably 2 shots on target there in actuality, but you see the pass accuracy there. Not great for either side, but Ray definitely made his chances count and dominated the attack.
And check out that man of the match.
Yes, Hyun Soo.
You guys called it.
He was having quite the game. It could only really be him for a complete 90-minute performance there. But Almayouf definitely with a shout in the last 30 seconds. Ray, how do you feel about that win? 6 points on the bounce, and another $1 donated to Relay for Life, South Orange County.
Going into this match, I knew it was going to be a tough match. Opponent that's right behind me on the table. But from the get-go, I think for the most part, I was in control. So once I got into that match, into the flow of things, and I figured out I was pretty comfortable until that very end there, where my keeper basically made the 2 plays of the match there at the very end to secure the 3 points and the shutout and the clean sheet for him. So congrats to the goalkeeper too.
Yeah, that skips 2 people, so you're now moved up 2 spots into 7th at least, depending on how the rest of the weeks shake out. SXIFT to see how he does, and then Andrew Faciliatis is in 5th, but that puts you straight on 15 points, which puts you back into the top third of the West pretty solidly. So that's a really important win. I know it doesn't help out your goal differential too much compared to the top 5 in the league. Top 6 in the league are all double digits. But, yeah, I thought that was a pretty successful win. Sometimes you just got to eke them out.
Yeah,
3 points is 3 points.
There probably is 1 or 2 extra goals I should have been able to score there. Either I think their keeper was savvy. This is the 2nd week in a row I faced this, or 2nd match in a row I'm facing Celtic, and both times their keepers really, or not. No, sorry. two
Yeah.
out of 3 matches I faced Celtic, right? Because it was against Knudsen that I faced Celtic, and their keeper stopped at least 2 or 3 almost certain goals. And in this match, same thing. There was probably a couple of pretty certain goals there that their keeper stopped. So definitely a tough keeper to score against, I guess, is that Celtic keeper.
Well, he is 6'7", apparently, as Alan did find out during the middle of this match, so it makes sense. But Hazel got to see an orange and black SoccerCast victory here. Ray, what Gunnell Brewing beer are you going to have to celebrate your victory here?
It is the Citrus Farm Stand beer draft. I don't know what the exact name of it is. I just know that's what it is. It's a Citrus Farm Stand Ale is what it is called. So that's what I will probably be drinking as my celebration tonight. Oh, and can I give a shout out to, and I appreciate your guys' call on this, Gomis, his just bullying of the defender on that goal. I mean, I think Dylan, you called it out. Bully season is back in effect here, at least temporarily here for Orange County. And I think I'm going to continue to try and do that with Gomis here as this season continues.
I mean, it fits your style of play. I think you play a very physical, defensive style of football, and I think if that translates to the offensive side, it's gonna be tough to keep you out of the net week to week, and that just gives you a good chance to win.
Nice, of course. No, go ahead, Alan.
And again, that goal is $1 donated to Relay for Life. Donate.ocscpodcast.com.
Beautifully done. Of course, happy belated birthday to the original man of bully season, Mr. Michael Seaton Jr. himself. Turned 24 yesterday, and he is recovering nicely. I believe he just had pins removed from his ankle, so he is on the road to recovery. We will see how successful he can be when football returns in Germany and the 3 Liga begins. But Ray will be drinking the Majordomo Citrus Farmhouse Saison from Gunnell Ales. It's an amber-colored, medium-bodied, and high-gravity farmhouse ale with complex citrus flavor. They used a unique approach with the addition of over 100 pounds of lemons, roasted, dried, pulverized, and whirlpooled. With a low bitterness, that beer is balanced in size with a slight funk and a smooth head and mouthfeel.
Gotta love a little bit of funk.
Yes. Anyway, I do not believe we have anything else to speak of. Thanks to any and or all of you who have joined us from Twitter, from Periscope, from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitch. Who knows what we're using here?
All of them?
All of them, probably, is my guess.
Yes.
I feel left out on the alcohol, so I'm probably going to go have a beer myself. You'd think I was already drunk because of how bad I was at this today, but I promise I will be better, and maybe Ray will be better next week, and we'll see a big victory. But for Ray and for Alan, this is Dylan. This has been the Orange and Black SoccerCast eUSL Championship for match week 7, and we
6.
it's okay.
7.
Fine. You played your 7th match.
It's match day 7, but it's the 6th week of the league. We played 2 last week.
Then you're playing your match for match week 7.
I'm just telling you the way that the schedule does it on it. Okay, you do it your way.
Whatever.
For Ray, for Alan, this has been the Orange and Black SoccerCast, match day 7 of match week 6. No, because that makes it seem like it's the 7th game of the 6th week. Whatever. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.